basically, when I say that we are gods and we created the world around us, you do that when you dream. That's the only explanation of this reality, how it can be created from nothing. You do it at night. You close your eyes and you go to darkness. They call that nothing, sleep, darkness. And in that darkness, you find yourself walking around a whole nother universe in a dream. And you forget that you in the bed sleep. You leave him in darkness, he sleep, right? And you walk, you're now in a whole nother version of yourself in this other universe doing whatever. It's not until you wake up that you realize, oh, that was a dream. And that's the real secrets of life. It's not until we wake up that we realize, yo, that was a simulation. That's not the real me. This is the base reality. And the moment you wake up from the dream, instantly you remember, oh, yeah, this is the real me. The real me is the one that was laying down in the bed, slobbering on the pillow. But I didn't know that while I was in this alternate universe, because my consciousness was in an alternate version of me. And that version of me has its own memories, starting from its childhood. Each one of the versions of you in each one of these bubbles got a childhood memory that's different than the next one. What happens when you connect all of them together? You will have many memories of many lifetimes. This is what we're doing. This lifetime is just your soul remembering one of its avatars in one of the many multiple universes. The more we die and become reborn through the Hiram-Abiff ritual, we are basically like Pokemon. You gotta catch them all. You're going to collect all of the many shattered memories and consciousness of yourself. It'll be like lucid dreaming, where you're in a dream and you have dual memories, like I told you. Because the moment you start lucid dreaming, you remember your whole childhood memory in this world, but you don't forget your childhood memory in the dream world. You're now a double-headed beast. The word for beast is holographic projection. You know why they painted Vishnu blue and why they call him a beast? Because he's not real. He's computer technology. Check this image out. Your flesh is literally a flash of light that's being projected from the center of the self. Check it out. Plato even knew about it. Your body is a holographic projection, and all holograms got to be made out of light. So I'm going to ask you, where did your flesh, your flash of light, your body, which is faded, a light that's a holographic projection that's fading in and out, where did the light come from to create your body? It comes from your soul. Let me say this another way. Your body is a flash of light that was projected onto the earth by the soul. And just like all flashes of light, they fade in and out. They even reach their brightest point. Let me show you something about this shit right here. They show you all these rituals all the time, and this ain't really real. Yep. See, the sky is plasma, and the sky is a big ass TV for the controllers to paint whatever picture they want, just like the Truman Show. Because the controllers, right, they're at the middle of the earth just like us, but guess what? They ain't sleep. They're like Cyrus in the Matrix. While we sleep, they walking around our sleep bodies, but they can't touch us because we got a barrier around us. We're in a bubble. So what they're doing is they can be manipulating our dream, which is how they control this lifetime, is a dream that we projecting in from the self. They're like Freddy Krueger in your dream, making it hard, raising taxes, bringing war, using fear. They can't touch this like MC Hammer, right? But just like any lucid dream, when you realize you dreaming, you start controlling that shit. Watch this though. Because this reality is being projected from the center, you can only control it from the center of the self, meaning our reality is a reflection on one of these bubbles. Just like you standing in the mirror with a booger in your nose, trying to wipe it off the mirror ain't gonna get the booger out your nose. You got to point that finger back at yourself, toward the center of the self, the edit, the reflection on the mirror. You can't touch the mirror to get the booger out your nose. People that's trying to manipulate this reality from the outside in is like the man trying to get the booger out his nose by picking at the mirror surface. And the man that literally say, hey, wait a minute, the reflection on the mirror is coming from a center of myself, my heart energy, my thoughts. The energy inside of me is dictating the experience around me. And when you're not conscious of that, somebody else can manipulate your reality by manipulating your inner energy. Because what's in you is projecting experience around you based on what Vishnu's showing you here. You're in one of these bubbles. In order for you to control the series of events that happen to you in any one of these multiple universes, it's about controlling what's happening at the center. Because everything on that bubble is a refracted reflection of what's happening at the center. Now, the people at the middle of the earth that's not asleep are like the computers in the matrix. Let me show you what I'm saying, right? These ugly things, look. Where they got like tails on them. You know they got tails and shit on them. Come on, Google, you know what I'm talking about. Let me throw a word in there. Here they go right here. These little motherfuckers. The Matrix alien computers, I guess. I'm spelling it all wrong, man. Here you go with what I mean. These things in the Matrix right here. All of the royal families, Queen Elizabeth, the first dynasties that took shop up in Egypt, all of the royal dynasties that established the dynastic age we're in now, government, fiat government, and all that. These are the computers outside the Matrix. They're not really human. They're mankind. See, we really are souls inside of bodies. But the people in power, they're just drones that's being controlled by these things. We're not in the real world. The real world is at the North Pole waiting to be established. The reason that world is dark, because we are the light of the world. All of us are asleep. And when we're asleep, the base reality is in darkness, just like sleep. You're in darkness. When enough of us wake up at the North Pole, we're going to illuminate that thing, because we are the light that the universe don't create its own light. We're the source of light of the hollow sphere. Okay? So when we're not at the central reality, it's a voting system. When enough of us leave the center and sleep, and we give birth to the hollow sphere, which is what they call the Big Bang. So this is us leaving the North Pole, because when the consciousness leaves the body, it's under the laws of shadow, shadow point laws, meaning when something falls, it breaks apart. So when Vishnu falls asleep, when he falls asleep, his consciousness shatters into many versions that you see around him. This creates a Pan's labyrinth a intricate maze of universes. And basically the best way out of this universe is for him to bust all of these bubbles. It's just, remember when Bruce Lee was in that mirror house and he started breaking the mirrors? That's what Vishnu got to do. That's what he was telling us, to get out. Now, when you bust all of these bubbles, you know what? That became a ritual of cracking the Easter egg for resurrection. Because your Vishnu's refracted reflection on that bubble is trapping some of his light in that ethereal realm. All of these bubbles are like black holes. And as the light pour away out of Vishnu, as the light bleed away from him, it gets captured up into this solar system. Each one of these chunks of rocks are basically light rays emanating from the source. I got a lot to teach today. So for Vishnu to make it out of this matrix, he got to bust all of those bubbles. And that became a ritual. The Hindus said we got to have multiple rebirths. See, every time you go in and out of one of these bubbles, you are like a needle popping a balloon. You feel me? Like I said, Vishnu got a problem. He got a bunch of bubbles around him that's trapping his consciousness in like a mirror house matrix. So the best thing to do is to break them all. And that's how you get the concept of a Pokemon right here. To free the soul about the different, when they say you gotta catch them all, look what's surrounding Jesus, y'all. Look what's surrounding Jesus. See, why do you think everywhere Jesus go, his disciples go? Because Jesus is a form of Vishnu. Yeah, Jesus is a form of Vishnu. And Vishnu got many avatars that follow him around. Vishnu got many avatars that follow him around. And Jesus got disciples that follow him around. But if you look at the avatars of Vishnu, let's pull them up real quick. If you look at the avatars of Vishnu, they'll show it to you just like this, with all his avatars around him. And if you look at Jesus' artwork, look at his avatars around him, baby. Pay attention. No one never asked the question, what are these deities surrounding Jesus? Those are the four horsemen of the apocalypse. When Christ said that he gonna return to the earth, why is he preceded by the four horsemen? See, in order for God to come into the simulation or duality, God can't just come off the throne as one singularity. God is bound to shatter point theory like everything else that falls. So when God leaves heaven and come down to the earth to wreak havoc on the place, he don't show up on a throne as one dude. He comes as the four horsemen. He comes as many different deities with plagues and different monsters and shit. That's because shatter point theory. Everything that comes from the center enters duality. The one becomes many. So even with the God in the Bible with Revelation, he start to split into four pieces. That's your four horsemen. This is right here. And then those will split into many different world leaders. The Antichrist. Many will come in my name, right? Proclaiming to be the Christ, but neither one of them is the real deal. Why? Because the many that came in my name, those are the many avatars of Christ. Those are the Antichrist. That represented of the outer realms. The inner realm represent one. The outer realms represent plural. Singular is enter. Inwards. Outer means duality, multiplicity. So, again, Vishnu got to bust all these bubbles. And he got to enter each bubble and exit it. Why? Him entering and exiting the bubble is him projecting light